Welcome back, everyone. My name is Eshin. I'm a Soto Zen monk living in Japan, coming to you originally from the United States. And today I'd like to give you a second take on a video that I did about a contentious topic, apparently. I got some comments that were really constructive and I learned something important. And this time I'd like to tell you what I think in a more concise way. So a student of mine sent me a post, a Reddit post, or a screenshot of a tiny little Reddit post, which reads, "What's a hobby people act superior for having that isn't that deep?" And the answer, which is where the real exciting magic part happens, is meditation. You wouldn't believe how narcissistic people get when they first start a spiritual practice. Well, yeah, of course. Anything you start from the very beginning, it seems like you get something. It feels like if you go from knowing absolutely nothing to learning something, that little tiny thing becomes almost like a crystal that you can hold in your hands. And then it seems solid. You feel like you can trust it. It's a real thing. And even more so, if you did a Google search or some other way to find a meditation teacher, and maybe you get lucky and you find a good one, maybe you don't. Maybe it's somebody who's just marketing really, really well. Maybe a good teacher is also marketing really, really well. But in the first time out the gate, you'd be hard-pressed to find one that's really good and good for you. But so you find one, whatever the first one you find, you go, you check it out. All right, cool, I'm gonna get into this. And then let's just imagine a situation where you have to pay an entrance fee or a membership fee, $200 a month or $100 a month or something. And you go and you do these sessions and you consult with a person who is a teacher, or maybe that's a senior person in the community or whatever. And they tell you stuff. You got to count your breaths, or you got to breathe really hot and hard, and it's like Kundalini or Wim Hof or something, or you have to concentrate on these concepts or what have you. And you do this practice. At the very beginning, it becomes this crystal, especially because you spent money on it. You believe it because you bought it. You want to believe it because you spent your money on it. But whether the teacher or the guidance is good or not, if you keep doing whatever meditation it is, eventually that crystal disappears, becomes nothing. And then you're just looking down a great big abyss of you don't know what. And that's where a good teacher, ideally, one with whom you have good affinity and has a good experience, some kind of root in a tradition of some kind, where people have guided people through this process of discovery, and that teacher was guided herself or himself, then they help you there. What do you have when you have nothing? When you realize you have nothing? When you realize what you don't know? That is a great awakening. The pretentious thing that happens when you're holding this crystal, which is, hey everybody, check this out, I'm doing meditation. And probably most people around you are not doing meditation because it's pretty rare. Let's be real here. Everyone thinks, oh, this pretentious turd, he's just going on and on about meditation, blah, 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 blah. And then, he says it's so cool and so deep and wonderful and whatever, and it's just annoying. And yeah, it is kind of annoying. But maybe that's an okay phase. Maybe that's fine. Get confident about it. If that inspires you to keep practicing, good. Let's go for it. But at some point, you have to do the work. And when that crystal disappears, and you're staring down the abyss, realizing what you don't know. It's funny, I say abyss. That implies a depth. But at the end of all meditation is just this. And it ain't that deep. It's deep and not deep. What can be deep that's not just this? What is this if it's deep? Yeah, you see, the conundrum gets kind of hairy. in meditation practice, you got to find it yourself. Your little confidence from the very beginning, that disappears. Oh goodness, what do I do? You go to talk to a teacher, then you find out, well, what does this teacher have to really offer me? When the going gets tough, that's where you find out. And it's really important to spend time with whoever you meet as a teacher, whoever's going to sit with you in that position as a guide, as a teacher. Spend time with them. Figure them out. Do they treat everybody equally? Everybody gets treated the same. That's important. That's a really important clue. If that's not the case, it's a good place to be skeptical. And then the second thing is, are they doing it for personal gain or power over people? That is also a place to be very cautious in your pursuit of practice. Master Dogen, the founder of the Soto Zen school of Zen Buddhism, of which I am a part, he left a really great work called Gakudo Yojinshu, and it means points to watch while practicing the way. And a couple of those points in that have stuck with me are, you have to find a teacher with whom you have affinity. It takes a long time to discover what kind of person that is and whether you actually have affinity. Can you talk to that person about anything? Can you get into the weeds with them? And do they help? And do they treat everyone equally? And then one other important point is, are they doing it for fame and gain, or are they doing it with the heart of a bodhisattva, with the intention of saving living beings? Now that's a big question. What does it mean to save living beings? We get into that another time. But for now, yeah, are they doing it with the generous heart of give first? Give what they have come to understand in the Dharma first. And then, if the other side feels so inclined to give something to support that person, to support their practice, to support their teaching, then they receive it. And do they receive it with dignity and grace? Those are all really important things to watch for. And I think it's pretty obvious. There's nothing outlandish about the possibility that if a person is doing one of those elements in a questionable way, then yeah, maybe it's worth being skeptical of that person sitting in the teacher's seat. Maybe it's worth wandering off and finding another teacher in some other kind of meditation or school of Buddhism or yoga or what have you. That's all good. Actually, there's a beautiful Ashtamangala of two fish, which represent the idea of the freedom to move from teacher to teacher or teaching to teaching in the sea of suffering without fear of drowning. So, when your pretentious phase ends and you look down the abyss and there's nothing left and the teacher doesn't help you, it's okay to go check out the next thing. It's very important to spend time with the teacher to find out if they've got the thing that matches what you need, if they offer kind of the medicine in a way that helps. And on that note, well, for example, I have all these little toys that have been gifted to me so that I could do this at the encouragement of a community of Zazen practitioners who believe that other people may be helped by the zany way that I have come to understand the Dharma and like to share. So, with deep gratitude to them, I can offer this to you. And in line with that, as all people kind of need money to eat and have a place to be and wear clothes and, occasionally I have to buy razors to shave my head, which I need to do pretty soon anyway. I beg your generosity too. If you look in the description and down below, there is a link to, I like to call it my digital begging bowl. It's a PayPal link where you can drop a coin in and it will support my practice of Zazen and studying the Buddha Dharma and Zen to share with you and lots of other people. Some people can offer something and some people can't. Everyone is welcome. It isn't pay first. It's just get in here, sit down, be still, Figure yourself out. That's first. Do that first. And then if you have a question about all that, or you think I'm full of baloney, or you want to fight with me, or you want to send me some spam, sure. There's an email down there too. That's askeshin@gmail.com. ASKESHIN@gmail.com. I'm not that popular, so I'll respond to everything. Unless you're trying to steal my identity, which, well, my identity isn't good for much. I am Buddhist after all. So, yeah, go on. Give it a shot. See what happens. Until next time.